Okay, so we're going to marinate some salmon fillets in a lime and chilli marinade for half an hour, maybe an hour, and then I'm going to cook it in the Ninja Crispi Actifry. So, as I mentioned before, the salmon fillets I bought are just straightforward Aldi 4 fillets. This will do us for 2 meals, just because I bought the bigger pack. I'm going to make the marinade first in the bowl that I'm going to put the fillets in, so I haven't got to use another bowl and wash it up, because you want to avoid as much washing up as you can in the motorhome. So the first thing I want the rind and juice of a lime. I bought 2 because I wasn't sure how juicy they would be and how well that they would grate. The expensive part of this recipe has been that I've had to go out and buy a small grater, because I don't know why I didn't put one in the van. I thought I'd put one in from home and I wanted to be able to do it, so I've just spent £7.99 on a grater, which I wouldn't normally have done. I'd have spent a lot less. Right, so we're going to grate the rind into here. When you're grating oranges or limes or lemons, make sure that you keep turning it round. You don't want any of the white area of the lime, because that's the pith and that's really bitter. You just actually want the outside skin. So yeah, I'm going to be fine with... Oh, it smells amazing. The limes smell great. So I've got most of the zest off that. I'm going to then cut the lime in half, and because I haven't got an actual juicer, I'm just going to use a fork, which is really easy to do to grate it. Just make sure you get all of your zest off your grater. You don't want all that good zest left underneath, so I'll put that down. I've got my sink area, I've got a round chopping board that I use to chop on, because it's like an area that's a bit of a dead area that you don't use all the time, because it's such a small space. That really helps me out. So with your lime, use your fork and just sort of stab everywhere with it first, and then start to squeeze against the fork prongs and just keep moving it around. And it might not be quite as good as a juicer, but you do get quite a lot, release a lot of the juice this way. And obviously you've got strong hands, you can squeeze it as well. So that's one, and I think I'll have enough with the one lime for this, for these 4 fillets, because also the other liquid that goes in is a little bit of olive oil. It's officially a glug of olive oil. Exactly how much a glug is, I think it's down to the individual cook. Right, so lime in. No pips, which was good. I'm just going to wipe my hands. Okay, so chili powder. Again, whatever strength you want. I couldn't get any from Sainsbury's, so I've got some harissa spices. It is quite a spicy one, so I'm not going to go mad with it. I do like a bit of spice, but I don't want it overpowering. So I'm probably going to go for about half a teaspoon of that one, and hope that that's not too spicy. And then I'm going to go for a teaspoon of garlic granules. And a decent amount of pepper. So fresh ground black pepper. Oh, you know what I've done? I've left the lid on. I'm thinking, why has nothing come out? It's all there. There we are. It's a good amount of pepper. And then for Christmas I bought it as a present for somebody else. I bought 2 because I fancied one myself. It's called a Pro Cook electric grinder. You put salt, pepper in this, and I've got salt in at the moment. So we're going to put that. Yeah. So you do need some salt to bring out the flavours. But obviously, if you're trying to be healthy, you maybe don't want too much, but yeah, some. So I'm going to give that a really good stir. Oh, and I'm going to do my glug of oil. Nearly forgot something. And then I'm just going to open the packet of salmon and pop it in here and pop a timer on for an hour. Leave it to sit in it so it takes on those flavours and develops a bit. I'm going to say that's my glug. If I was to guesstimate how much that was, I'd have said that was a tablespoon of oil. It's not an amazing, well, you can see at the bottom of there, can't you? I think I can see on the camera that that's not overly oily. So, quick recap while I cut the salmon open. We have got the zest and the juice of a lime. We've got a teaspoon of garlic granules. We've got half a teaspoon of harissa spices, but you could even put fresh chilli in if you've got fresh chilies, but obviously using something out of their jar is just easier in the motorhome. So I don't want any of the juices left in the salmon, so I'm gonna just drain it as I put it in. I am looking forward to this. I do like salmon. I don't like my salmon overcooked. Huey doesn't either. I know some people like it cooked all the way through, but I do like it quite sort of pink in the middle. So I shan't be over cooking this in the Actifry in a bit. So that can go for the bin. When I marinate things, I often do them before we go away, but because fish, you don't want to leave it in the marinade too long because you don't want it to go mushy and lose its texture. It's not something I do, but you could make the marinade up. You could put it in a little Tupperware, couldn't you? You know, to save time. But cook simple but whole is my take on cooking in the motorhome. If you can hear noises around, it's Huey's having a little investigate of a section outside in the motorhome where he thinks he can maybe, where there's some electrics, and he's thinking he could do an extension. He wants another plug in the bedroom area, I think. Right, that's it, we're done. That's going to sit in there for 30 minutes to an hour, and then we will come back and see what it's like to cook. Okay, so we are back, hopefully with the salmon having been marinated for long enough. I'm just getting out the Ninja Crispi. I'm using the larger Pyrex, well, sort of Pyrex, but it's not Pyrex, but sort of toughened glass base, because I've got 4 fillets that I want to cook. You put the top element, let me take it off. That's how it comes, the top element. And I'm just putting that on top of a base that makes it fit on top of here. So I'm just going to put it back in again. Sorry about the noise. Right. And I'm going to put a bit of foil in the bottom of the Actifry. Crispy. It doesn't stop you having to wash it, but it just reduces the mess. Plug it in behind because we're on electric, but we were going to do this on the EcoFlow because it does work really well, but my other half's outside putting up a clothes rail in the boot, so I don't want to interrupt his activities, so I'll just cook it on the mains electric. But maybe the next recipe I'll do it on the EcoFlow so that you can see that it does work and it is a solution and an option. Right, so we're all set, we're all ready. We just got to put the salmon in. Oh, the smell as I open that up. I think you can see sort of see the salmon. You'll see it once it's in the bowl anyway. Not very good with the Pocket 3 yet. I'm getting better, but actually, so it's pointing in one direction. I think I'd like you to see something else, but not quite sure how to move it really easily. So I'm going to put those in, use 2 forks just to, and I'm going to put the thicker end of the fillet to alternate it. So thicker fillet one side and then do the opposite. And then the remnants that I've got in here of the marinade, I'm going to just spread on top before I start it off. Now, I can't tell you exactly how long this is going to take because it is the first I've done 4 fillets in here, but I don't anticipate much more than 10 minutes because I don't want to overcook the salmon, but we will see. So 4 fillets in there. Put the lid on. So it's set to 10 minutes, it's on Actifry, and I'm just going to press start. Okay, we're back at the Actifry. That was 10 minutes. It has a 10-minute setting. So it's finished the 10 minutes. I'm going to take the lid off and have a little look. I did have a look at about 7 minutes just to see, and it wasn't quite done enough. I may have slightly done this over for me, but we're about to find out. So I'm just taking a fork. I'm going to cut it at the thickest point a little bit and just have a look inside. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, no, that's not overdone in the middle. No, that's lovely. So residual heat will just finish cooking through on that. You can see inside. So that's the 4 pieces cooked, ready to go with a salad, crusty bread, anything really, but really quick, easy meal, and enough there for another meal afterwards as well, or to feed 4 people. Hope you get to try this recipe and that you enjoy it as much as I think we're going to. As you can see, we've got a salad, we've got a bit of avocado, olive oil mayo, and our salmon. It looks delish. Lovely meal for a Saturday evening.
Wowee. Just check she's not got more than me. Okay, we're good to go. How long did it take?
So the salmon took 10 minutes. It did go the full 10 minutes, and it was still just slightly pink inside, which is just how we like it. So I was really pleased with that.
So meal-wise and halloumi and whatever else, did you do that in the crispy?
No, the halloumi I just fried on the top, which took like 2-3 minutes. Doesn't take very long, does it, halloumi? So I did it in advance, just took it off, put it on some kitchen paper, and then put the lid down and then did the crispy on it, which I have filmed.
So you said about the EcoFlow that we didn't do it on it.
I did, so we didn't do it on the EcoFlow because you were busy outside with your jobs and I didn't want to pull you off your jobs. So the next dish I'll cook on the EcoFlow. But the crispy works really well, doesn't it, on the EcoFlow? It copes with the boost it needs to get it started, and then obviously it reduces the amount of electricity once it gets to temperature to continue to cook. So we didn't find it a problem, did we?
No, you could have got several out of it. In fact, if anybody's ever heard of a raclette, one of the first things we did in this van with the EcoFlow was the raclette, which is just constant heat, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't switch off.
No.
And it coped with that fine. I think we had about 50% and we were on it for 2 hours or something, so it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. But I'd like to talk more about the EcoFlow because for us, absolute game changer of a thing. It really is. Okay, thank you. We're going to enjoy our meal and we'll speak to you later. Take care. Bye.